Expressing Russia's official attitude towards Ukrainians, Putin has repeatedly stated that Russians and Ukrainians are one nation. They say that Ukrainians are Russians who call themselves by a different name, but in fact there is no separate Ukrainian nation. This is not a new perspective. Putin is merely echoing the old ideas of Russian chauvinists from the days of the Russian Empire, aiming to assert that the state of Ukraine has no right to exist. Is there a difference between Ukrainians and Russians, and if so, what is it? Today, I will explore this crucial question, drawing insights from Nikolai Kostomarov, an eminent 19th-century scientist and a member of the Imperial Academy of Sciences in St. Petersburg. In 1861, he wrote an article in which he investigated the difference between Ukrainians and Russians, and found nothing at all in common between these nations. Let's look at this in more detail. Ukrainians, by nature, are democrats and individualists who cherish personal freedom and harbor no ambitions of conquest or assimilation anyone. Russia not only aspires to subjugate other nations through the creation of a federal structure but also seeks to establish a unified state where the national distinctions of the subjugated peoples will be eradicated. The individualism of Ukrainians is distinctly evident in their family life traditions. Ukrainians prefer to live independently from their parents, safeguarding their autonomy. Obedience to parents is a matter of personal choice, not patriarchal coercion, with a clear division of property. In contrast, Russians inhabit large communal households with several families sharing one residence, lacking property division, and adhering to a clear patriarchal hierarchy of power. The contrast in social life is evident. Each member of the Ukrainian community experiences a sense of freedom, with the community unable to dominate them. Russians, on the other hand, witness the absorption of individual will by the collective will of the community. When it comes to folk songs, Kostomarov makes the following observations. Russians are fond of bandit songs that glorify the challenging life of a bandit or a successful robbery, along with a penchant for bandit romance. In contrast, Ukrainians prefer singing about nature and emotions. In matters of religion, there is no common ground either. For Russians, religion is more of an external affair, characterized by attributes. However, for Ukrainians, it is an internal, personal, and emotional experience. Kostomarov notes that this is why Ukrainians are less inclined towards atheism, and I have a video on this topic on my channel. Kostomarov describes in detail how Russians are intolerant of other people's beliefs, despising even other Orthodox Christians. Ukrainians are more tolerant of other Christian denominations and other faiths, and have no national arrogance. Kostomarov also wrote about the Ukrainian language. In an article for 1842nd year, he wrote that the Ukrainian language is not derived from Russian, it is a separate old language. And so it is. Throughout history, Russians have attempted to suppress the Ukrainian language as it plays a crucial role in national identity, because language is an important factor of national identity. The elimination of the language would give Russians a chance to assimilate Ukrainians. But I've talked about this in other videos. In summary, there is no common ground between Ukrainians and Russians, whether in song tradition, religiosity, or socio-political culture. Russia attempts to deny this reality to justify its imperial desire to absorb Ukraine back into Russia. However, this endeavor is destined to fail. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.